You can now get a 30-day trial to experience the Athletic for free. Visit the link in the description below to try it now. Arsenal have a vacancy in a crucial role. Martin Odegaard has returned to Real Madrid, which leaves a creative hole in Mikel Arteta's preferred 4-2-3-1. Arsenal could, of course, try to sign Odegaard back as a permanent signing, and this would be an excellent move. But in the likelier event that they can't do that, who can they bring in to replace him? Odegaard was central to Arsenal's ability to get the ball into dangerous areas. Although he only played 866 minutes for Arsenal, no player played more passes per 90 that led directly to a shot than he did. And only Willian found an Arsenal teammate in the penalty area more per 90. Crucially, he was also second for goal-creating actions per 90, one of the last two actions, like a pass or a dribble, that immediately precedes a goal. First again was Willian, and no Arsenal player created more shots. Although there are still questions around Arteta's tactical blueprint, there's no doubt that whatever system the side play, Arsenal needs someone who can move the ball into the penalty area, dominate the space between the opposition midfield and defensive lines, and also weigh in with goals. Such a player would allow the striker to play further forward and play in the dynamic wide runners like Nicola Pepe, Bukayo Saka, or Emil Smith-Rowe. And although Smith-Rowe has played as a 10, he is more dynamic, more of a running link player who flourished out wide and drifted there even when stationed as a 10. He is also less experienced and has had significant injury issues. At 28, Ruslan Malinovskyi likely has one big move left. He's a sumptuous playmaker, possessing the ability to play smart through passes in tight areas or spread the play from a deeper position. Left-footed, like Odegaard, he could sweep balls out to the left-hand side where Arsenal overlap dangerously through Kieran Tierney, but he's also comfortable opening up the right with his weaker foot. Upright and elegant on the ball, Malinovskyi also adds a sprinkle of star quality to teams that he plays for, as well as versatility. At Atalanta, he's an aggressive runner into the box who scored 8 last season, as well as registering 12 assists. For Ukraine, he sits off more, orchestrating play behind the strikers. And his numbers bear out this versatility. For a 10, he scores and assists at a prolific rate, while also carrying the ball dynamically and even adding a great deal of pressing in advanced areas. Prizing him away from Atalanta could be tricky though, and much will depend on Arsenal's priorities. Atalanta finished third in Serie A and will again be competing in the Champions League. They scored the most goals in the league last season, and Malinovskyi was second in the side for goals plus assists per 90, as well as 24th in Europe's top 5 leagues for goal-creating actions per 90, and 9th for shot-creating actions. In other words, he won't be given up without a fight. But Atalanta are a side who prepare for the future, and selling on is part of their business model. Florian Wirtz is possibly the future of Germany's attacking midfield, which of course means that he wouldn't come cheap. But if Arsenal are prepared to suck up the significant cost and gazump the inevitable approach from Bayern Munich, Wirtz could end up being their 2015-17 Mesut Ozil for the foreseeable future. Wirtz is growing into his role at Leverkusen, a side that have had a disrupted season behind the scenes, but he's still managed 0.26 assists per 90 and 3.48 shot-creating actions per 90, the only teenager in the Bundesliga's top 30 for this metric, while his other numbers stand up superbly given his age. Wirtz has a lovely change of pace and the ability to duck his right shoulder to buy time and space to thread a through pass or create room to shoot. Playing a little deeper, he can also spot the opportunity to hit longer passes into the channels or over the top, or clip crosses in from wide. Bursting forwards, he can play like a number 9, using his positional intelligence to finish off moves, but it's his work in tight spaces and his ability to burst past the first defender before finding that pass that few others can think of, let alone execute. That feels the most Ozil-like. Wirtz isn't the finished article yet, and at 18, no one would expect him to be. Arsenal's priorities could lie elsewhere too, and so such a significant outlay on a player who's still a teenager might be a reach. But Wirtz has the potential to reach the game's peak and would also address Arsenal's issues in the short term. Bordeaux are in serious financial trouble and may be subject to relegation to Ligue 2 for their debts. Now this leaves their star assets vulnerable to low-cost sales, and Adli is a prime candidate. The 6'1" playmaker, who's only 20, thrives with the ball at his feet and is good at turning that forward momentum into opportunities for clever through balls against retreating backlines. Bordeaux have mostly used Adli as an advanced 8, who will also drop off to use his long passing from deep, but he frequently stations himself between the lines much as a 10 would. This versatility means that he can be moulded to a degree, and his skill set, the ball carrying, good close control and technique, and vision mean that he could focus on becoming a dynamic 10. His ability to change the angle of attacks by opening his body to shift passes on the move or when stationary makes him an excellent fulcrum for transitioning attacks in the final third. And he's a good set piece taker too, plus he's hard working off the ball. Adli possesses great potential, but his age and relative lack of experience makes this move more of a gamble. The upside though could be huge, bringing a versatile creative playmaker to the club for a relatively low cost with his peak years still ahead of him. If you like this video, please subscribe to Tifo to help us on the road to 2 million subscribers. The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including David Ornstein, Daniel Taylor, Ollie Kay, Amy Lawrence and Rafa Honigstein. There are journalists dedicated to each Premier League team, so every fan gets the coverage they deserve, not just the big clubs. And you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.